Hello, iSing subscribers, family, friends. How you doing? It's me again, Denosh. And I'm here with another digital edition of The Working Singer. Right now I'm at home in my studio, and I happen to have a little break from the road. I know that I've kind of been posting from here and there and filming from different places, but right now I'm coming to you from Los Angeles, and actually it's 2 weeks. In 2 weeks I'll be going back on the road. But while I'm taking a break, I wanted to bring you to some very good friends of mine who happen to be out on the road, and one such friend is Kiley Dean. She's a phenomenal vocalist, songwriter, artist, and she just happens to do backing vocals for one of the biggest tours out right now. What I want to bring to you this issue and for the next few issues is a series on touring. And I know we've talked about that before. It's been a year since I started this column, and I started it with myself on tour and talking to my friend Sarah Jane. But, you know, knowing as a working singer is one of the greatest ways to do what we love to do, to be on stage, to make money, to see the world, to network. And so I always like to come back to it because I know a lot of you guys out there want to tour or are on tour right now. And so anytime we can stay connected and I can bring you into the lives and behind the scenes with some of the working singers out there, I love that opportunity. So we're gonna go to Kiley Dean right now. She's actually in New York or New Jersey, one of the two, where she's rehearsing and for tour. So she's taken the time out to speak with us, and she's gonna just share with us some of her stories and take us through what she's dealing with right now. She gets ready to go on tour. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed this edition of The Working Singer. Okay, let's call Kiley. Hopefully this internet will... Okay. Hi.
Hi, my love.
How are you, sweetie?
Good. I'm a little tired, but I'm good.
I know. Thank you so much for letting us meet you via FaceTime and catch up with you. You're in the middle of a crazy rehearsal schedule. I just saw you posted on Facebook like 100 days straight or something of rehearsals.
This is we're like 116.
Oh, okay.
Days.
Yeah.
So we're going into our last week of rehearsals. So.
And who are you? Sorry, tell us who you're going on tour with.
Oh, I'm in production rehearsals with Madonna, Rebel Heart Tour, and it's going to be amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. It's going to be really, really awesome.
I'm so excited. I was hoping I'd try and catch you in Montreal. I don't think that's going to happen, but I know y'all going to be on the road for a minute. I know. Well, you know, you never know. But yeah.
We're starting.
You're starting and so you're in New York right now, setting everything up, and you've been rehearsing like a mad woman. You must be exhausted.
Literally. Exhausted.
Yeah.
My face is puffy. My heart is...
Do you miss home? Are you missing home right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was doing. I was like, happy to see it. My heart is heavy. I miss my fiance. I miss my life, but
wait, and your girls, your puppies, where are they?
Gosh, Fonda. They're with my parents in Florida.
Oh, okay.
It's the struggle is so real.
It's so real. Well, I want to talk more about the tour and everything a little bit later on, but I want to talk to you. You know, you've been doing this for such a long time. I mean, you're still so very young, but you've been in the game since a very young age. I just love to... Yeah, 17. I'd love to always, there's so many people, aspiring singers out there, whether artists or wanting to be working singers or both, which you are both, that, you know, are starting so young at the game. And how did you get your first, your first break at 17 years old?
I was discovered actually singing in church.
Oh.
I went to... Yeah, I was.
Was this in Arkansas or Orlando? Because you're from Arkansas.
Orlando, Florida, and it's a mega church. It's like a thing that it was a massive, massive church. It was like 24,000 people.
My God.
In this church. So yeah, it was weird. So every year we did. It wasn't weird. It's still a really great church, but it's just yeah. So you never know who would come in or who would see you, or we would put on these like massive Easter productions and massive Christmas productions. And then this one year, like in '98 or '97, I was discovered like singing like a solo in one of the productions that we put on.
Right.
And it just happened to be Britney Spears' vocal coach.
Oh, okay.
And I know. It's so
Britney Spears had a vocal coach?
She had a vocal coach. So he heard me sing and he was like, oh my gosh, you are the truth. Let's do something. So he kind of took me under his wing. His name's Mark Goff. Shout outs to Mark Goff because he's still amazing. But he didn't really have a plan for me. It just kind of all happened and fell into place. And he would take me around the Orlando scene at the time, which was the pop scene.
Right, of course. Everybody came out of there. Yeah.
Everybody came to Orlando. So he just kind of took me under his wing and like took me to shows and introduced me to people. And the next thing you know, I'm in my junior year of high school, and he's like, I need you to go on this audition, and it was for Britney Spears, and I was gone.
For her tour.
And and that was 10, I'm not going to date myself.
Right, but that was in the beginning.
A while ago,
right.
And I haven't stopped since.
So many people want to make that transition. You were born in Arkansas? And then
my parents always had a dream about getting out of Arkansas, out of that country life, and just being. My mom's always actually, sorry for the pun, but she's always been a rebel.
Yeah.
Like she's always wanted to walk outside of the lines just enough. Right. And to leave a small town when that's where your whole life has been. Yeah. It's very. It takes guts.
Oh, of course.
And she's like, I want to leave. I want to go, like, I want to live in a bigger city. I want to have a different life. I don't care. My parents when they moved us to Orlando, I think I was 7 and my brother was 9, and it was the best thing. Like, that's, if I didn't move, I would have never.
Well, that's such a testimony to what's going on right now, and what a lot of people are coming from all over, not only the United States, but the world, come from these small towns and want to go to these bigger cities. And, for people who don't know, Orlando, at the time was kind of that hub for pop music at that time. And, a lot of those artists
came
out.
Weird, like, you look back at it and you see God's hand, like he was moving.
Already, he was moving. Absolutely, he was, and it's that's such a
crazy.
Yeah, and that's who you became as well. She put a lot of that into you. So big up for Mom and all those other moms out there.
Oh
who
my parents are everything.
Because so many people also too do it on their own. Like when I left Toronto, which again is still relatively a big city, but I did it on my own. So my parents did the same thing too. They left Jamaica and went to Toronto. So. Yes. So from that time, did you know that, did you have a plan for yourself?
No, it's so funny you asked that. I was in hair and makeup the other day doing show stuff for rehearsals, and somebody said, yeah, did your mom, was she like a show mom? Oh, somebody said, you remind me of Honey Boo Boo. I was like, okay. No! Yeah. So they were like, was your mom, Honey Boo Boo, did your mom ever, was she a stage mom? And I was like, oh my gosh, no. She was like, my baby is going to live her life. She always knew that I had something. Mm-hmm. She knew, always. But she never had signed me up, put me in anything. It was like, Mom, I want to do this. Okay, cool. We'll support you. I never knew what I was going to do. I knew I wanted to sing, and I knew I wanted to be a star. That's all I knew. And then I remember sitting in marine biology class one I don't know, it was like a month where everybody was going and visiting colleges, and I was clueless. And I was like, God, I have no direction. I hate school. Horrible school. But I have to be here for legal purposes only. Like, this is horrible. What am I going to do? And I remember looking, it's just this vivid scene. Jennifer Fox, these two twins, and this gorgeous guy named Bruno that played soccer. They were all like looking through pamphlets of where they're going to go to college, and I was like, no idea what I was going to do. And the school year ended, and about not even 2 weeks after the school year ended, I got this call, and it was like, God, you are so good.
How did you go from that tour? Absolutely. From that tour, how long was it then between then and you meeting with Timbaland?
So what happened, the 99, it was 99 Grammys. I'll never forget it. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
I was singing backup for Britney. I was 17 at this time, or 18 possibly. And yeah, I think I was 18. And Jay Brown and took me to a hotel lobby and said, because Kylie Brown is my manager, and Jay Brown at the time was working with Tim, and he's like, I really want Kylie to meet Timbaland. So I was like, it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I remember going, yeah, I know Timbaland. Doesn't he do Aaliyah stuff and all these other, like, I knew who he was. Everybody knew who Timbaland. Yeah. And here I am, this little white country girl walking in, like, I know who Timbaland is. And yeah, and I sit down, and he's in the lobby, and I was like, yeah, oh my gosh. And I just sing for him. And they're like, how do you sing for him? And there was this just initial, like, he got me. Mm-hmm. Some people always thought, and they just think, oh, she's too naive, she's too young, she's too sweet, she's too, at the time. Mm-hmm. And he just got me. And he was like, I love her, and I want her, and I want to sign her, and I want to do a record with her. At that time, he didn't really have a position to where he could sign me to anything. He was still a producer, and I did a publishing deal with him and Missy, or not a publishing deal, a development deal, which doesn't exist anymore. Right. With him, Missy, Jay, and a couple other people, and it didn't work out. He had a whole bunch of projects that he was working on, so I was just on the back burner, and it wasn't the right time. Yes, what else is new? He's so busy. Yeah. So a year or two, I think, goes by. I think it was like a year goes by, and me and Kyrie were about to sign with Tommy Mottola on Sony. We had the contract in our hand. Tim calls. He's like, do not sign. I just got a situation at Interscope called B Club. You need to sign with me. And I dropped my pen, and I walked, and I completely put everything in his hands, and because I loved him, and from the moment that he saw me as a kid, he just always believed in me. So we signed with Interscope, we inked a deal, and we made Simple Girl, which was my first album, and it was the best album because it was something that nobody at the time was doing. Now, I was like this white girl. I remember that, and I remember hearing Kiley Dean. I was like, who is this Kiley Dean? Who is this girl? It's like a tragic love story because it was this incredible album. Everybody was anticipating it, and it just fell to pieces. And it's just it just goes to show, man, when there are too many cooks in the kitchen, out. And that's what happened. Like, I'm not even going to drop any names because I'm not. No, of course. But there were way too many people, and feelings were hurt, egos were, and it's just like, really, I just want to sing. I just want to do this. I want to have a career and do what I love. So that was devastating. That was a devastating blow. I asked for a release off Interscope, and kind of really lost my way for a while. Did you go back? Because I know you also worked in between then and now. I mean, you've worked with so many people, producers, songwriters, and as a background singer.
Did you go straight?
I took a 9-year hiatus from
9 years. Wow. And what were you doing in that time? Were you still writing and working on your own stuff, or?
Yes, this whole time so when I quit Brit, I literally quit Britney to sign with Tim.
Right.
And and the Interscope thing happened. That was an amazing experience. And then I signed with another label. That didn't work out. Did another album that it's just, you know how it goes.
Right.
So 9 years down the road, the original musical director for Britney, who put the whole show together, Kevin Antunes, calls me 9 years later and says, yes, Kevin Antunes. He says, hi, Kiley. And I'm like, hi. And he's like, this is Kevin Antunes. And I was like, Britney Spears and sing Kevin Antunes? Yeah, I need you to come to New York, and I need you to audition because she's in dire straits. She needs a really dope, girl singer that can mimic her. And I said, well, you called the right girl. And that was the Sticky and Sweet tour. And man, when that woman walked in the room, Madonna, I was like, she's one of those presences. She has a presence about her where she literally sucks the air out of the room. Like, she's the one thing you focus on. So
I remember.
It was awesome. She hired me.
Did you ever ask Kevin, or have you ever asked him, how did he come up? How did your name come back onto his lips? I mean, that's amazing as a singer to be on, for musical director.
My manager, and for some reason he was like, Kiley. And Kiley said, and I needed this gig. I needed this because I was lost, and I was, I didn't know. I was living in LA, and I had my suitcase and everything packed in boxes. I was leaving. I said, I'm going to go back to Florida. I'm going to marry a preacher and just be barefoot and pregnant for the rest of my life.
Wow.
And literally, as I'm packing hangers in a box, they're just vivid, weird memories that I have. I'm packing hangers in a box, and Kai says, you have to go to New York and audition for Madonna. And I'm like, what?
What do you think it was that having such a long hiatus, and going through all the things that you went through, what do you think that it was that brought you back?
My purpose.
Okay.
And my purpose is music. And my purpose is to sing. And my purpose is to be heard. And God is so good. I keep saying this over and over. Although my ultimate goal is not to stand behind artists and background sing. That's never been my goal.
Right.
But my goal in life, if we break it down, is to sing.
Right.
And I am able to sing behind somebody that is so epic and so insanely massive and has stayed relevant for over 30 years, and I'll take it. I'll take it. And
that's such an amazing, again, testimony, because so many people struggle with that, and for you to have been that close, had the deals, multiple deals signed, that's such a testimony to just to so many things and to so many people, because for you to have been that close, for you to have that many opportunities, and never let go of that in your hand, and to be brought through after such a long time. I mean, I understand you packing a suitcase and going, okay, I'm going home, and right before you were getting ready to leave, you were called back to your purpose.
Back to my purpose, exactly.
That's so amazing. So speaking of that purpose, since then, I mean, there have been so many amazing things that have been going on, which, I mean, so you were back with Madonna, and even going back with Madonna, since then you've sung with Matthew Morrison. We met on the Demi Lovato tour. Yeah. Even Katy Perry asked for you, but you weren't available.
It's really difficult for me. I don't just take a gig because it's a gig, and I know that people are giggers and they'll take anything that comes. Or not anybody, but I get that mentality. And when oh my gosh, we've talked about it. When you're in the broke boat,
right?
The boat where no money to be found. You're like, I'll take anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a really shitty feeling, but at the same time, like, if you don't have to, I'm not going to go out on a tour where they're not taking care of me. It's not going to happen.
Well, that's...
And I really feel like as an artist and as a singer, and as when you're on a level and you're really great, like you and other singers that I've worked with, it's like you have to demand a certain level of respect, because they're not giving it. They're not going to give it. They're just going to, see what they can get away with. But when you demand, they listen. Hopefully,
that sounds like
it's not.
Yeah, that sounds like a really a key lesson. What, speaking of lessons, what are some of the things that you've, I don't know, I guess it could be as broad as throughout your career, but that you've learned in the industry as an artist, as a background artist as well?
To not take everything so personal.
That's a big one.
It's crazy because there's been so many opportunities with names that you'll be like, really? They really wanted to work with you. They wanted to write with you. They wanted to sign you. And it just never worked out. It just never worked out. And after the whole Interscope thing and Simple Girl, because that was my first thing.
Of course.
Like everything.
Yeah.
To this day, I'm still like, ooh. But you have to grow. You can't stay stagnant. You can't stay in the path. You can't stay, I'm not good enough. I didn't get this gig because I'm not good enough. I didn't get this gig because at least that's where I'm at now. And growing from, and literally growing older and looking back, I see that wasn't it.
Of course. Well, those are the lessons that you go through, because it's shaping you and making you into.
And you think, what did I do? Why am I so not good enough?
Right.
And it's not that.
Wow.
It's all about timing. It's all about staying persistent. It's all about staying on top of your game, which sometimes I'm very, very bad about.
Well, but that is true, though. That is true. But you happen to be extremely talented, and you have done things throughout your career that may not have been, okay, I'm going to a vocal lesson every day and I'm da-da-da-da. But there's also a lot of things, like you're always writing, you're always creating. You've been consistently working. You've been reinventing. I mean, I can go online and follow your story, and there's a timeline there, which is work, which is dedication to your craft. Oh, of course, because that's who you are.
Because even with that though, like all the stuff you see is like, if I would have worked, which I will work harder, but it's like there's another level that I'm getting to, and that with my project right now, that's where I'm getting to. Like, I hurt when I don't write.
Let's talk about that. I'm so excited. So we met finally, because I'd been hearing about your name
Denosh. No, I don't know Denosh.
I know. It was getting annoying. I was just like, is she real? And then and then we missed each other when I left Justin. You came in, and then it's just been years of
you came in like on my lunch break, and they're like, you didn't see Denosh, and I was like, are you shitting me right now? Really?
And then finally, so then Charles calls me out the blue, and he's working for Demi, and he's like, I need Kiley Dean, and I'm like, I don't know her, but I know who knows her. And I called Camila, and she's like, oh yeah. And so then I come on the Demi gig to actually take your place for a gig, because you had something else going on. Long story short, we finally get to work together in 2014.
And it was just like, it was magic. To this day, like, I'm like, really, God?
I know. He was saving something. He was saving something special for both of us.
Not fair. But yes, and now I'm obsessed with you. You're everything.
I know, and I can, and I'm gonna start stalking you. But anyway, it'll start getting a little graphic. But I remember. I remember finally hearing your voice in person and absolutely being A, terrified, B, completely inspired. No, I'm keeping it real. and see, like, so blessed to, like, be in your vocal presence because of all the things that you, no, seriously. And to, because even as a singer, as good as I, you know, am, or people might think I am, and as much work as I've done, again, you always want to step your game up. You always want to be around people.
You want to be surrounded by people, as I feel the same way about you. You want to be surrounded by people who
push, exactly. And that for me was you and that tour. But I remember us having a conversation, and I was just like, Kiley Dean, you and you, like, when are we getting back to you? And right after that tour, and you said you made a decision to leave the tour. Was that a hard decision for you to leave, like, stable money, to leave the Demi tour?
And no, it wasn't a difficult decision at all.
Where you were ready to go?
I was very ready, and when you left, I was like, okay, why am I still here? Now, Demi is awesome. I love her. Of course,
she's brilliant.
I just that wasn't a fit for me.
Right.
I mean, they love.
Well, they needed.
That wasn't a.
Yeah.
That wasn't a fit for me.
Right.
It was great for the time that I ran the course.
Of course.
I needed to do me. And you know what? And you know why I didn't have any issue was because that sweet girl brought me into her dressing room a month before and said, do you know who Iggy Azalea is? And I was like, yes. Does anybody ever tell you that they remind you? Yes, they do. I'm not sure why. They do. And she goes, you know, this world really needs to hear your voice. And I looked at her and I got tears in my eyes, and I'm tearing up now because it's so difficult, especially with females to females. They never want to give you any credit.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
They never want to tell you you're pretty. They never want to tell you how great you are. It sucks. And this woman, this young woman, looked at me and said, you need to be heard. You need to do your music. And she said, Kiley, I will support you 100%.
That's amazing. And so rare.
So rare. I love that girl so much, and I always will, because she was always, her heart was always available, and her, like, that meant so much to me, because I've never, like, that doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. You know? I mean, you know,
and even from... and I had peace to go and do my thing. Like, I knew it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because it was her tour or anybody else's tour. It was the timing.
It was time for you to go.
I got to figure out what I need to do now.
Yeah. Well, then you got the Kickstarter going.
Yeah, and that was a sacrifice leaving. It was a big sacrifice, but
worth it. And so now we're doing Kiley Dean. Finally.
That's when Mason, my fiance and my partner in crime on this whole entire thing, said, why don't you do a Kickstarter? And I was like, ew, that's weird. It's like, Mom, Dad, friends of Mom, Dad. No, I know, right?
Kiley.
And the cousin that I never talked to, give me $20.
Right.
It's just like weird.
Yeah.
So he goes, baby, you can't look at it like that. You have to look at it as they are your record label. And when he said that, immediately I was like, you're right. So after all this time and after not being relevant with my fans, which guts me, and it's like you have these fans that you're not even trying to talk to.
Right.
I looked at it as a way of, this is ours.
Yeah.
This is ours. And I wanted it to very much be my story of what I've gone through, what I've felt, how I've been, where I've been, what I've been going through, and really, really, really just try to make it as vulnerable and keeping... what am I trying to say? Like, here's what happened in the last 10 years.
Right.
This is why I'm
right.
And knowing that my fans would give and could be a part of something that this album be a part of my art, that's why I did it.
I think
and they are my label.
I think it's brave and it's courageous, and to have that much, to go through what you went through, to have that much time to be able to step. I mean, even people ask me, Denosh, when are you? And I'm like, I got things to do. And part of it's fear, and that's real. But to be able to do that.
Failure.
Exactly. But to be able to do that, I mean, I applaud you, and your fans and your friends and your family are probably so excited. I mean, I'm excited. And one of the questions I have for you, and which I would love for you to speak on briefly, is you started this whole thing, and then you get a call again from Kevin Antunes, and he's like, M needs you again. And these types of tours are, okay, I've got to put my life on hold. Knowing what you know and doing what you've done, how are you going to, what's the plan for the project and the balancing act? How are you planning to do that?
The balancing act is a everyday battle.
Yeah.
For instance, for me to stay relevant and be like, guys, I'm not dead, and it was really difficult. I looked at Mason and I talked to Kyrie and I said, why should I do this? And they said, absolutely. There's a way that you can market yourself and stay relevant without using Boss's name
and yeah.
Yeah, you can. Everybody knows where I'm at.
Yeah,
where I am.
absolutely.
Everybody knows what I'm doing.
And to be fair, it is your job. So that is
my job and my life. And
yeah.
If I'm going to be out here for the next 7 months, people are going to know where I'm at.
Of course. Absolutely.
So it's like, okay, well, I have a chance to reach fans that I couldn't get to physically on this
That's
gig.
so true.
I have a chance to show my journey and this whole 7 months, and now that social media and like the internet is so unbelievably unreal.
It's accessible, it's like, useful, it's
accessible, and it's like you guys can see me every day if you want.
Yeah.
So I'm still. I released the first single, Lockdown, which had a video and everything.
Which I love.
Thank you so much. Thank you. The second single will be Scream, which is the story. It's the real exactly what's happened in the last 10 years. And I'm not sure when I'm going to release that, but it is going to be soon. I don't know if there's going to be a video, but one of the ways that I'm going to obviously keep up to date and stay relevant with this project as it's happening is stuff like Periscope and YouTube and all of these ways that my fans can get to me.
Will you be performing it all on the road? Will you have a chance to do anything?
This is a different tour, and we usually played stadiums, but this time I think we're doing mostly arenas, which means our schedule is a lot
tighter,
more busy.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. There's nothing set up, but like I said, there will be
lots of ways to stay in touch with you. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Streaming definite performances. Like I'm doing this thing called hotel room sessions every Sunday night at 8 o'clock on Periscope. So it's literally a live broadcast of me singing to my fans.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Can you please tell me right now what that is? Because I want to tune in.
Periscope is a live streaming app.
Okay.
And you can be on the toilet taking a pee and be like, hey, weird, right? But that's what it is. So my thing, I was like, that's a perfect tool.
That's perfect for you.
It's a
stuff like that is so great for other singers and working artists to know. I mean, if I wasn't so lazy, I'd probably need to use something like that. But because it is the case. So many of our friends are on tour right now, and they're artists and they're doing things, and it's important to not put your stuff completely on hold, and that's the juggling act, especially after getting ready to get everything going again. And your fans would be so grateful.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, okay, I literally just mastered the last song. there's no way I'm sleeping on
No,
this. This is
don't sleep on it. Speaking of tour, I just wanted to find out a couple more things from you. How do you have a fitness regimen when you're on tour?
I do. I was training with my girl Nicole Winhofer in the city when we were there. We got to Long Island and it's been a struggle because the hours are so long, and then like waking up at like 10 o'clock is impossible. 10 o'clock. Yes, I said 10 o'clock. That's like late. I can sleep. I literally, I'm in bed right now. Yeah. No, I can sleep. And on my day off, I'm like, seriously, I can sleep. I'm not really planning on leaving this bed. No, I am, but
just for housekeeping, and then you're gonna get right back in.
It's exactly. It's a constant like push. I'm. Anyway.
Well, you have to rest too. Rest is important too.
You have to rest.
It's not just a matter of working out.
But I try to get as much cardio in. I carry my little yoga mat with me everywhere.
Good for you. I just got one too, and it folds up in my suitcase, and I love it.
It folds?
Girl, I got one from Whole Foods.
That's where I got mine.
Not a big old rolly one. It's like one that folds super flat. I'll take a picture of it. I don't know what you bought.
Going to Whole Foods in between this.
I will when we're done. When we're done, I'm gonna get you the mat, and it literally folds flat like a piece, like a sweater, like a dress. It folds. It's.
And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Denosh is hands down the most incredible packer I've ever seen.
Wait, girl, my new
it's almost to a flaw.
No.
Like, not fair.
But I'm an overpacker, and this next leg, because I do have. I thank you very much. But this next leg that I'm going on, I am planning to like be super uber packer. Like, not I want to get my packing to like where my suitcases are just. I just have what I need because I'm an excess packer. You know me.
Yeah, right.
How do you shut up? How do you stay sane? How do you stay balanced and focused and not lose your crap?
It's funny. You're asking questions that I've literally been touching on all week. I'm crazy.
I know.
Like, I'll walk in a room and be like, hey! And everybody be like, and I'll embarrass myself, but like, if I don't go to the super happy level, I'm going to be so depressed. So I'm just like goofy and like dumb all the time.
I know, but that's what we love about you. Because honestly, when we toured together, you know I was going through it, and if you weren't a fool every day, I don't know how it would have. How do you?
I remember us crying together and then having
the most hysterical laugh.
Difficult gut laugh. I thought that I had an ulcer. Like I was like, oh, but that's that and like prayer.
That's so good though. And it's so needed because it is hard. I mean, when you're away from your family, your friends, all your stuff.
Everybody's so serious. I'm like, y'all suck. And then I fart and laugh. That's how we do this. That's how we do things.
Do you think it's going to be...
I don't fart.
Yep. I pooped. How is it... this is a little personal, and you don't have to get too deep, but the last question about managing on tour, how's it going to be missing your boo? Missing your fiance?
It sucks. Well, it's been July. It's been over a month. And
so my rule is no more than 2 months. And I know a lot of people do that rule.
That's our rule, I guess, as well. But this is the first tour that I've been with him, and especially locked down with locking. I'm not wearing my ring right now. Oh, I'm a horrible fiance. He works. He does music too, and I begged him to come the other week, and he didn't, and because he couldn't. But little things like this,
Aw, Macy.
Reminders of, baby, I can't be there, but I love you, and you know, I'm always thinking of you. It is a constant struggle. It's a constant job.
Yeah.
But it's worth it, and we will totally get through it.
Yeah. Well, you have some amazing things to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
A life together. Your project, and I know for me, you know, every time a tour comes up, I set a goal, I set a purpose, because you can get lost in that tour. You can get lost. You can come off the tour and there's no more check.
Absolutely.
And you haven't planned for the next step. But you've already set yourself up for that, and it seems like this Rebel Heart tour is going to just kind of carry you through that. And when it's done, you'll land safely, and you'll continue doing all the amazing stuff that you've been doing. And you know, I'm so happy. Huh?
I claim that.
Claim it, girl. But I'm so excited for you. I'm gonna go online and check the schedule. You still need to give me that damn sheet. Did you guys get it yet?
Tour schedule?
No, the schedule. I just want the ticket stuff. Have they done that yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I want to come see you. I mean, you know, I love me some Madonna and everything, but I'm a Kiley Dean fan.
That girl in the back, though.
That girl in the back. Seriously. And it's just you and one other vocalist. Is that right?
Yeah, Nikki Richards.
Nikki Richards. And I toured with her. I wasn't singing with her, but that's incredible. That's a serious. Awesome. And for me, it's so. I love it. Like it tells everybody my age, but I love going to see all my friends. Like I'm gonna hopefully catch Janet in a couple of weeks, and all bunch of friends from different tours and different situations that are on that. And it's just I love. I mean, I love all of you guys, but I love seeing you do your thing and you know still working. And so for me, it's such a pleasure to be able to talk to you guys and get the inside. You know, scoop and just see how it's going and to have you guys share your experiences, both as a recording artist, and a working singer and all those things that it entails. Kylie's going to give us her top 5, but we're going to put that in the printed. I love, because she's given us some serious nuggets and some serious jewels, by sharing your intimate, experiences with us. So thank you so much. I love you to pieces. I can't even express how much I love you. And it's been so good. We need a proper catch up, but I know you only have a few more hours. I know. You've got 2 more interviews today or something, or you've got another interview.
No, I have one. I have the Periscope.
You have the Periscope sessions, and then you need to sleep because you have rehearsal tomorrow and you're back in.
Yeah, I'm going to try to go to bed before midnight.
Good for you.
If that can happen, then I'm on top of
If you can get your 8 hours, make us proud.
Girl, I'm shooting for 10.
How is your voice holding up? Are you good?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. I've been singing really hard the last couple of shows. I'm not sure why, but there's some days where I wake up and I'm like, oh, but I'm okay.
Do you have any special things that you do to just keep yourself healthy and ready vocally?
That guy right there.
What is it? I can't really see.
It's is
that a humidifier?
It's a diffuser.
Ooh, I see steam. I see air. I see yes.
And it's a must, and that stays on in my room every day.
What brand is that one? Is that one you can take on the road with you? What brand is it?
It's a Japanese brand called Moji.
Ooh, sexy.
Yeah, it's really dope. It's really, really dope. And you can put like your essential oils in it. If you feel like you're getting sick, you can put in like, you know,
whatever.
Whatever.
Oh my gosh, Kiley Dean. Okay, will you sing a little bit of Lockdown for us, please? Just a little.
Yeah, here we go. I guess I'll just do the chorus.
Do the chorus. Please.
Okay, here we go. Lockdown, kicking and screaming, but no one can hear me. I'm locked down, banging my head into the walls till I almost black out. Feel like giving up. Keeping me here is a mind fuck. Lockdown, break me out, please break me out.
Oh my gosh, I'm going on Kayak right now. I'm booking my ticket. I need to see you. I can't do this anymore. Kylie Dean, thank you so much for meeting with us. I love you. Good luck on tour. Good luck with the album. I cannot wait. And please, I'm going to contact you to send us all your stuff so we can follow you on social media and keep in touch.
Absolutely.
Take care of yourself.
/Kylie Dean.
You heard that. Everything / Kylie Dean.
But don't get it twisted like them little Jenna bitches. It's Kiley. Everybody be spelling Kylie wrong. Yeah.
This is my friend whom I love. You're so hood. With her bamboo earrings. Love you, boo.
Love you too.
Bye.
Mwah!
Mwah!